favourite for this one, but let's not forget how Mark Joyce played yesterday against Ronnie O'Sullivan, so he'll be up for the challenge.
He was never behind to O'Sullivan. Led throughout the match and held his nerve in the decider to get over the line. But he played some really good stuff.
Yeah, and if he produces again today, he can win this match.
And of course, the expectation, I'm sure, from Ding and from this crowd was that it would be a Ding-O'Sullivan showdown, which would have been quite an occasion. We know how popular Ronnie is in these parts, but Ding will know that he's got a match on his hands here.
Yeah, not the best break-off shot for Mark either. He's left this red on.
Twice a champion at the China Open, Ding Junhui. Of course, he won this title as a wild card way back in 2005, which really announced himself as a major player. And he's won another 11 ranking titles since then.
Yes, closed in on £3 million at the table. Ding Junhui, 2.8. 85,000 for this weekend would help.
The match on table 2, by the way, features the world #1 Mark Selby, who's taking on the former Welsh Open runner-up Andrew Higginson. We'll keep you posted, of course, on that match and the other 2 round of 16 matches to be played. Stephen Maguire is the only other player, by the way, apart from Williams, who can still qualify for the Crucible. He's got to win the tournament. He's playing Daniel Wells, and it's Stuart Bingham against Kyron Wilson.
Hawkeye's view there. Totally snookered on all of the reds. Now, can he come off what? Probably 3 cushions to lay on this red on the top cushion. Well, that looks a little bit narrow. Well, that's going to go back.
Foul and a miss. Mark Joyce 4.
It's definitely going to go back there. If they left the red on down the cushion, he might have taken it on, but it's gone too high. Well, he needs to just make the adjustment off the first cushion here. He's got to get very close to the green, just this side of the green, coming off the 2 cushions to get anywhere near this red. He needs to hit the left-hand cushion about probably a foot this side of the middle pocket. No, too far down.
Foul and a miss.
Well, guess what?
Mark Joyce 4.
Yes, he's hitting the 3rd cushion too far down. He needs to be closer to the middle pocket if he can get there. I mean, there's an easier route than this one.
Mark, yeah.
But of course, if he can land on that red, he's not leaving anything. Well, still sticking with plan A. Looks better. Yeah, it looks very good. Well played. I mean, what can you say? They do it time and time again, don't they?
A couple of sighters and 3rd time lucky. Although it wasn't lucky, it was all skill.
Little tempter here to the yellow pocket for Mark. If he fancies it, might just play another safety. Well, could have done better with that than he has done. He's allowing Ding here to play a good safety back. No real problems here, just got to hit it well. Well, he asked for that a little bit. And it's a good return from Ding Junhui. Blocked off the right-hand side. And it's got to be very thin on the red on the left-hand side. He's got to avoid the pocket here. And it was. I'll tell you what, this could finish behind the yellow. Oh, what a shot that is. Brilliant.
He's 51 in the world at the moment, Mark Joyce, which is reflective of the fact that he struggled in the last couple of seasons, but he's playing at a much higher level than that in this tournament.
Yeah, he's better than that, isn't he? We know that. He knows that. Oh, Ding's missed it again.
He's also shown he can hold his nerve this week because all 3 of his matches have gone the distance. Mitchell Mann, Fraser Patrick, Ronnie O'Sullivan, all 5-4 wins. And that gives you confidence, doesn't it, when you can see out a tight match and hold your nerve under pressure at the end to clinch it. That's got to be
Okay, Mark.
a big confidence booster. Junhui, in contrast, has won his last 2 matches without dropping a frame.
Well, great judgment and great pace again.
Thank you.
Just their 3rd meeting, Ding having won the previous 2, but they were reasonably tight matches. 4-2 in the European Tour 4 years ago, and 4-3 in the Indian Open, also in 2013. So
Junhui 1.
we're expecting
Sorry, 4.
a tight match today.
Yeah, and I think Mark's made a major mistake there, going that way. He had to catch that red dead weight. He's left this one on. Being able to just kick the red in with a little bit of side. Yeah, that was a big mistake there for Mark Joyce. Might prove to be costly, especially the way this guy break built. 440 career centuries and counting.
8.
And he celebrates his 30th birthday on Saturday.
Nine. $16.
This time last year, of course, Ding Junhui was contemplating 3 qualifying rounds for the World Championship, having slipped out of the top 16 after he lost in the first round here. No such concerns
7.
this year. He's currently at 4th in the world. He's already won a ranking title this season, beating Selby to win the Shanghai Masters. Runner-up at the International Championship to Selby.
Got to be a little bit careful with this one. It could go wrong if he gets the wrong contact on a red or even the pink. Well, I'm not sure whether he's on anything to the corner.
22.
The red might pass the blue. Definitely goes to the middle pocket, obviously, which I think he's about to play. Would have been easy if it passed the blue, though. Well, he's looking at another one to the left middle. There's a red just below this side of the pink. He's got it. And he's held nicely.
23.
Well played. Just left it a little bit awkward. I was hoping to bring that cue ball back another 2-3 inches. Just a little bit of a problem here as regarding the next red. If he goes away from them, he'll be blocking one red with another. So let's just see how he plays this. He could play a little cannon into the right-hand red. Yeah, well done.
$29.
Well, the way he's been playing, Phil, and also, like I said, the way he break bills, you just expect it to be frame over.
Yes, there are very few better than Ding at engineering a frame-winning opportunity from this kind of situation.
30.
As that cue ball under such close control. He is a treat to watch when he's in full flow.
He's had 4 centuries this week so far.
If you weren't with us earlier for the afternoon session in Beijing, you missed something special in the break building department from Judd Trump. Only the 5th maximum break in the history of this event against Tian Pengfei. A 147 and a bonus of £30,000 for the rolling prize.
Plus the 2 for the high break.
It's not been a bad few weeks for Trump, has it?
No.
All things considered. And he's hoping it's going to get even better in the next few weeks.
36.
One of the leading contenders, of course, at the Crucible.
Probably another Ferrari on the horizon. He likes his cars, Judd, doesn't he? Yes, the defending champion is flying.
Plays Hossan Vafai
41.
in the next round, who defeated Rory McLeod in an epic battle earlier, 5-3. Murphy plays Williams, and the winner of this one will play either Stuart Bingham or Kyron Wilson, and they're underway, of course, on one of the outside tables. Wilson 25 points up in the first frame.
Yeah, that's no pushover over there for Stuart Bingham, former world champion. He knows that if Kyron turns it on, he could have his hands full.
42.
Wilson, who of course also won in China the Shanghai Masters for his maiden ranking title, was runner-up at the Indian Open at the start of this season to Anthony McGill.
Decided to go for the cannon, and it's worked out nicely. I think he's on the one above the black.
45.
Don't know if you can see the one through the gap. Needs to keep going. He's just landed the wrong side of the blue. But he can take the cue ball through the baulk colours here. Either side, actually. Might go between the green and the brown, because there are reds available to the left corner. Gone the other way. It's fair enough.
$51.
Got to be careful here. This could go wrong as regards the positional side. Should make the red. There's a little bit of a gap there you can go through, actually. 2 reds. You might be able to go into the black here.
Thank you. 52.
Well, he's lost the white a little bit. Oh, this is a tough black. And he's not over the wing line yet. Oh, hello. Straight over the top of the white.
52. Mark Joyce,
So
7.
a miscue brings that break to an end, and as Mike mentioned, this frame far from over. 44 the difference, but still 75 on the table.
Yeah, I mean, when the white gets close to the cushions like that, there's not much hitting area. Just went straight over the top of it.
Yes, and these top pros ordinarily make a shot like that look so easy, but that just demonstrates that it isn't.
You don't see that too often, do you? But it can happen.
I think Barry Hawkins is the best in the world right now at playing off the cushions. He is tremendously good.
Eight. Nine.
Tell you what, this could be a really important steal here for Mark Joyce if he can put this frame on the board, because it's been all Ding Junhui up to that miscue. Well, I think he played the cannon on the red there, the one near the top cushion. He's landed slightly out of position.
16.
Good recovery.
17.
Just really the problem with the two reds on the top cushion. Just gone a little bit too far on the blue here. Well, it could be a little bit on the thin side to hold for the red. He could play a little cannon into the red, but he's looking at the yellow to come down this left-hand side. Well, if he plays the blue, I think it's a natural angle to go into the red. He's got to adjust the look a little bit, but he could push it over towards that left corner. Oh, that will do nicely.
22.
He's no stranger to giant killings, Mark Joyce. You may recall he beat Judd Trump, who was at the time the world #1 at the UK Championship a few years ago. 2012 to be precise, and of course took out Ronnie O'Sullivan yesterday, a major surprise given the season he's had, which has been largely forgettable, but proving that when he does play well, he is very capable. He has been a top 32 player in the past. He's currently just outside the top 50.
And
provisionally now 46 as a result of his run here, and hoping to go further, of course. Guaranteed £8,000 for getting this far, 12,500 guaranteed for the winner today.
Well, this is a tough one to take on, especially if he catches the top cushion first. No, he caught the side cushion.
Mark Joyce, 29.
So just 8 points in it then, but Ding with a chance to get back in. Well, not too good from him.
Clearly fancied potting it the way he played it, but missed it by quite a margin.
Yeah, very surprised he played it at that pace as well, Phil. I thought he might have gone down a little bit hard and gone down for one of the baulk colours. Give the red possibly a chance to come away from the pocket, but it's allowed Mark back in, and still a chance of stealing this opening frame.
Mark Selby needs a couple of snookers in the first frame against Andrew Higginson on table 2. Daniel Wells has taken the first frame against Stephen Maguire.
Eight. Mark Joyce, 8.
Well, with the position of the colours, which are more or less on their spots, you'd think this is a red ball game now.
It is, and it's on. Ding Junhui can pot this. He can get to the potting angle. He's already had a look at it. Yeah, if Mark gets that red middle of the baulk cushion, Ding was in trouble. But I've seen him knock a lot of these in over the years. Ooh, not this time. Oh, he's left it.
Well, what a chance this is for the underdog. One good positional shot here off the easy red, and it should be 1-0 Joyce.
One. 6.
Leads by 6, so up to including the blue. This will be an early confidence booster, if you can get there. Well, I mean, these boys have done this sort of setup tens of thousands of times in the club. But this isn't the club.
$11. $15.
Just needs the blue. Well, he's just chipped away here, Phil, really, isn't he? But he's been helped along a little bit with Ding Junhui. It was all Ding Junhui early on, but towards the end of the frame, a couple of loose ones from Ding Junhui. Two snookers needed. Won't matter if that goes in.
26 in the third frame.
Yes, a 50-plus break from Ding initially, but failed to get prime position on the black, miscued completely from the side cushion, and in the end it's Mark Joyce who clinches the opener on the colours. So first blood to the underdog, Joyce leading by 1-0. As he bids for a first ranking quarter-final this season against Ding Junhui, the home favourite.
We know this guy can play, Phil, and if Ding gets careless, he could find himself in trouble.
Not a great break-off. Early chance, black available.
Well played. Yeah, he's Mark's coached by Barry Stark, actually, and is a friend, good friend and mentor. Barry's an official coach on the WPBSA coaching schemes. Nice man. But he's a confidant as well to Mark Joyce, so they're very close, actually. I think it's just the thing. The other thing is as well. It's like the technical. Okay, you can get into the technical stuff, but it's like Terry Griffiths as well. You know, he's got Barry Organs. It's the mental preparation, isn't it? They can all play, but it's getting them right, getting them. You know, it's between the ears most of this game anyway, and it's getting that mental preparation right.
Yes, and talking of mental preparation, I'm sure that Ding would have been keying himself up for a likely battle with Ronnie O'Sullivan today, where he would probably, given his poor record against O'Sullivan, have started the underdog. Today, of course, he's the firm favourite, and it's a different kind of psychology, isn't it? There's more pressure on him playing Joyce than there would be playing O'Sullivan.
Well, Mark's got everything to gain, hasn't he? Nothing to lose, really. He's taken one big scalp yesterday. He'll be thinking, well, I can do it again today. He started well.
$17.
Mark Selby still battling for snookers next door on table 2 in the opening frame against Andrew Higginson. Daniel Wells 1-0 up on Steve Maguire, the only player other than Mark Williams who could displace Ryan Day for the 16th and final automatic spot for the Crucible. He has to win the tournament, nothing less will do. Daniel Wells, though, a frame up and 44 points up in the second. Well, it's the second time that Mark Joyce has missed a finish cut along the rail.
Well, that could have been worse. He could have knuckled it and left the white in the middle of the table. I'm not sure. Possibly, I think Ding can cut this into the middle. Yes, it looks okay.
One.
Well, look at that. Having controlled with a bit of check side as well for the blue. Perfect. Now he just needs to miss the pink on the right hand side here, and he should be pushing something into the right hand, well, near the right hand corner pocket. He's gone off 2 cushions. Oh, that's a little bit unlucky, pushing the red to the cushion.
Yes, applause, but somewhat in no man's land now.
Yeah, I don't think he's landed on anything here, Phil. I don't think that red passes the blue either. Yeah, it does. He's having a go. Unlucky.
Well, he knew that was the only red he could leave, but it does go for Joyce.
Yeah, there was plenty of room there.
Yeah, Joyce will be a little bit disappointed with that one. It was a good opportunity to get back in.
Oh, Ding could take this on, hold for the blue. Nope. Well, he's been very lucky there if he's covered that with the blue. Well, he hadn't covered that one though. Good pot. And there wasn't a lot of room there past the pack.
Mark Joyce has amassed just £22,000 and a little bit of change this season in prize money, so were he to win today, he would almost double that tally in one tournament guaranteed. And for a player outside the top 50, that's significant money, make no mistake. A lot of expenses, of course, travelling around the world.
Yeah, it certainly is. It's been a little bit unlucky there. I think we worked it out the other day, Philo, that everybody enters every tournament. You have to find £25,000 before you even start hitting the ball. I mean, because it goes through the season, but you know what I mean? That's the sort of expense you're looking at, aren't you? I mean, the rewards are fantastic these days, aren't they? You know, there was a time when the players were sort of part-time 7 or 8 years ago, but not now. There's plenty on offer.
So 25-point lead, having failed to get position in trying to open the bunch.
I just wonder whether he's left a 2-ball plant here to the middle pocket. The 2 reds on the right-hand side of the pack. Ding's having a look at these. But now, if Mark has done that, that's a massive mistake. He should have looked at that first, but before he put the white to the top cushion. He's definitely looking at these 2 reds.
Yeah, they've got to be made, haven't they? There's a bit of distance between them. It would be risky.
Well, they look pretty good, pretty much lined up. I think he fancies it. Yep, I think he's made up his mind. I think he's going to have a go at this. And then go through for the blue. Ooh, it was close.
He's been super attacking all week, Ding. Hasn't really been seriously challenged yet. Sean O'Sullivan managed to take 3 frames from him, albeit that one of those was a frame that was docked from Ding because he failed to show up in time after a sponsor's logo issue. But since then, 5-0 Paul Davison, 5-0 Zhou Yulong. So it's been plain sailing for Ding thus far. Today, it may be something different.
Yellow ball.
Well, I
Joyce,
think
one.
if that had been Judd, he might have powered the yellow into the middle there, try and get on the red. But Mark being cautious here. 1-0 up, 26-point lead, red's open. Why not?
I've yet to see Judd Trump's maximum. I don't think you have either, Mike, but I gather from our colleague Neil Folds that one of the reds he potted from the most acute angle at pace has to be seen to be believed, and we will see it at the mid-session interval, so that's something to look forward to.
Absolutely.
Mark Joyce, 4. Yeah, Mark.
I can tell you that Andrew Higginson has belatedly won that opening frame. Selby unable to get the snooker he needed, so 1-0 Higginson. 1-1 now, Daniel Wells and Stephen Maguire. Maguire coming from quite a way behind in that second frame to level the match.
Foul.
And he's missed that by a fraction. Absolute
Mark
fraction.
Joyce, 4. Yeah, Mark.
Getting under some early pressure then in this match. 1-0 down and quite a way behind in the second frame.
Looks better. Oh, how close was that?
Mark Joyce, 4.
Well, back in olden days, when the misrule was somewhat different, that would probably have been deemed close enough to continue play without the white being replaced. Would you agree, Mike?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, possibly, but that's the reason why the rule was brought in, wasn't it? Because these guys are so good. They're looking to hit a specific red and not leave anything on. We've seen examples of that when, you know, there's been reds everywhere, and yes, it's easy to hit a red. I mean, Ding's hit that one, but he's left it on. But it would be an easier route to hit an easier red, I should say. But you know, they're not trying to leave anything on because they know the way these guys are now with the standard, it could be frame over. I think it was the right rule at the time to bring in. But you get 3 chances at it. And don't say that to Deshwat Punjang. Because twice he's conceded a frame doing that, hasn't he?
I think it might even be 3 times. Happened to Sean Murphy as well at the Masters 2016 against Mark Allen in the first round.
I think Steve Davis, Ken Doherty, was it, in the Irish Masters?
It is a pretty rare occurrence, but it does happen. The reason that it's rare is because normally when a player is warned, having missed twice when they've got other reds open, is that they play a different shot because it's just not worth the risk of losing the frame by missing for a 3rd time.
Yeah. And there's been occasions as well where they've got down for the 3rd time and looked at a tough red and knocked it in and made a winning break from it. And you think, well, why didn't he play that first time? But of course, he's not looking to leave anything the first 2. It's amazing, really. Your mindset changes. And that's attributed, really, to the high standard that these guys play to these days.
So 38, Mark Joyce's lead. Still bags of reds left, though.
Well, obviously not as intended. He's got away with that a little bit. Doesn't want to go too behind, of course. Ding Junhui playing catch up, and 1-1, it could settle down into the match. little bit thinner than intended. Oh, I think this red passes the pink to this right corner. We'll probably play a safety and just wait.
It's one of those, isn't it? If he were to pot it, could well be a frame winner, but if he missed it, could be 1-all.
Yeah, and if he does play the pot, he won't hole for the black. He'll just stun off side and top cushions and take the cue ball away from them. I assume he'll do that down for the blue, one of the book colours. Yeah, chose to play the safety. Can't blame him for that. He realises that Ding hasn't quite settled yet, but it's not a great safety. He's only got the cue ball to the baulk line, and there's a red on here.
Nothing wrong with playing a safety if you fancy it more than the pot, but you've got to make sure it's a good one. And Mark Joyce will be wishing he'd gone for the pot now.
I was always of the mindset, Phil, that if you go down to, say, a deciding frame and you've got a chance to win the match, take it on. You've got a 50-50. There's no point in messing up the safety and losing the match. You might as well get beat having a go rather than not. I mean, I know it's too early to say that in this match so far, but Ding's messed up there. He tried to slide past the pack for the black. He's out of position. Yeah, especially like in deciders. You've got to give yourself a chance to win the match without being reckless, of course.
But it's not been costly, that loose safety from Joyce. Or at least it doesn't look that way.
Mind you, I used to play those whether it was in the first frame or the last.
Junhui, 4.
A little story about that actually, Phil. I was playing with Stephen Hendry in the doubles in Birmingham one year. I was in the final against Jim White's birdie goal, and then came back after the interval and I went for this red, and I went back to the chair and apologised to him. I said, "I'm sorry, Stephen, don't seem to play me my normal game." So he just looked at me and said, "Well, what game do you usually play?" Cheeky young, I tell you. It's quite funny actually. Wasn't a bad partner to have.
No, you chose well there.
Yeah, well, I carried him for a couple of years, you know what it was like.
Kyron Wilson has taken the opening frame against Stuart Bingham, by the way. He's on a break of 19 at the start of the second. Steve Maguire also in at the start of the third against Daniel Wells. 1-all in that one.
It's a little safety duel going on here to try and force an error from your opponent. I mean, Ding's only 34 points behind, but again, there's plenty on there. A little bit more distance on the cue ball. Red on the right hand side is on, but it looks fairly straight. Yes, just a safety. Oh, great pot. Deserves to be on something.
1.
Oh, he's on the blue.
Terrific cueing from Joyce. We saw a lot of that against Ronnie O'Sullivan yesterday, not least in that 137 total clearance.
Well, he's up for this one today as well.
He's not afraid of playing the leading lights. He's proved that before.
Well, he thought it might go wrong and it had slightly. He was hoping to be on the easier red to the corner, but he has this one to the middle. But it's no gimme. That's unlucky. I thought for a second he was going to be on that red. But he can still knock this one in and continue.
If he does knock this in, it's a great chance for 2-0.
7.
Well, he's knocked it in like it was over the corner pocket.
41 in front, 59 left. He's not far away from the winning line in the second frame. And this will make Ding Junhui think a bit.
It certainly will.
13.
Imagine if it went 3-0.
He'd won 11 frames on the bounce coming into this match here in Beijing, Ding Junhui. Looks like he's going to lose 2 in a row against Joyce.
14.
And of course there's always extra pressure on Ding when he plays here in China because so much is expected of him.
Yeah, and this black here for Marcus frame ball.
Well, it was all
21.
looking good for Ding until the miscue when he was attempting the black on a break of 50 plus in the opener, but since then Mark Joyce has
22.
dominated.
$29. Thanks. 30. $37.
Well, good start here from the Walsall man. It's not far away either. Well, he's done enough
27.
anyway.
And the frame.
Yes, Mark Joyce has started very strongly, picking up where he left off against Ronnie O'Sullivan. Ding Junhui hasn't settled yet, and the red-hot favourite for this match is under a bit of early pressure here, with Mark Joyce doubling his lead to 2-0. It's early days in this round of 16 match here at the China Open, but Ding Junhui 2-0 down.
Ah, that's more like it.
1. $6.
Well, it's a tremendous red from Ding to get in. I think he just needs to get angry here, get the needle a little bit, because it's not been going his way well so far, I should say. I think, like you said, Phil, it all started from that miscue on the black, on the side cushion. It's all sort of gone away from him.
He was queuing very well up until then, wasn't he? Making a nice little break. Talking of nice breaks, Steve Maguire's just made a century to go 2-1 up on Daniel Wells.
Junhui.
Would you
Would you
believe
believe
that?
it?
No, I wouldn't. I can't believe that. He wasn't even on the right angle, short of pace. What's going on?
Well, if Ding were to lose this frame, the pressure would really be on. Andrew Higginson, meanwhile, is threatening an upset of his own on table 2. It's all happening. 2-0 up now, Higginson against Mark Selby, the runaway world number 1. Higginson in his 40th year, ranked 53, a couple of places lower than Mark Joyce.
1.
Well, this could be a key shot here, screwing back into the bunch. He'll use the cushion with a little bit of reverse side as well. And if you can get a good split. Could have been better.
He's been unlucky there, hasn't he?
8.
Ding will be relieved, assuming that nothing goes. Doesn't appear so.
No, he should just play a safety off the one down the table, really. It's fullish and send the red around the table.
Mark Joyce, 8.
This frame taking just a little time to unfold. It's a big frame for Ding. Can he afford to go 3-0 behind?
Well, they didn't play it that way, but it'll do. Again, not the best of safeties from Ding Junhui. Mark's got this red to the corner pocket, but there was a little bit of distance between them here. This looks handy. Very handy. Well played. Well, he's got Ding on the ropes here a little bit.
Yes, he's keeping the favourite firmly under the cosh, isn't he? Ding with nothing to go at the moment.
Foul. And a miss. Mark Joyce 4.
That's going back. Yeah, Ding a little bit under pressure here.
Yeah, Mark.
Just trying to the two cushion escape, quarter ball, send the cue ball back up the table. Just trying to clip that right hand red. Ooh, missed it by a fraction.
Foul.
Well,
A miss.
don't go too far away, Ding, because that's going back.
Mark Joyce 4.
Kyron Wilson has doubled his lead against former world champion Stuart Bingham, so 2-0 to Kyron.
It's better to do the catch in yellow here on the way back. That will do. Well played. Again, it took him 2 or 3 of attempts, but he got there in the end.
Just get my way, please. Foul. And a miss. Ding Junhui 4.
Well, there's been a bit of a role reversal here a few minutes ago. It was Ding Junhui that was behind the yellow. Yeah, it's just gone too close to that side cushion. Jan Verhaas, the referee, just asking for the still frame to come up to see where it actually was. Well, it's just as good as a snooker, Phil, really, isn't it? Landing there above the yellow. That's why Mark's playing off 2 cushions.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, Sting hoping to force the error here and get back in and rediscover some rhythm, which he's completely lost since he miscued on the black in the opening frame when he was poised to take it.
Par. And a miss.
Well, once more it's
He's
going
Junhui.
back, I think.
4.
Can't see Ding taking anything on there. Too risky.
I'm going to have to warn you, Mark. If you play miss again, you'll lose the frame.
Of course, yes, he's played 2, hasn't he? He's been warned here. He's got to hit a red this time. Imagine if you miscued. If he doesn't hit a red this time, he will forfeit the frame.
Hit and hope.
One of mine. Well, he was in all sorts of trouble there, but at least he hasn't forfeited the frame. Ding's going to have to win it.
Yes, and this is the chance that Ding was looking for, an opportunity to get back in and get that cue arm going again. It's been a sticky start for him. If he can get this frame, he'll feel part of the match.
1. Eight. Nine. $15. $16.
Well, trying to get his first frame on the board
20.
here and just kickstart his match. Just have to be patient, I think. Try and take this frame out in one visit, and he could still go into the interval at 2 apiece. All guns blazing in the second half.
Yeah, he'll be disappointed, won't he, if he doesn't halve the deficit here. There's no question that Ding has improved his
29.
match play temperament down the years, though there was a time when he could get demoralised very early in the piece. That's not the case anymore. You don't get to the world final without having a good temperament.
Yeah, there's an inner calmness about him now, isn't there? But he won't be best pleased with that.
30.
Wow, that's an understatement. He is incandescent with rage. That's a shocker from Ding.
Touching ball.
You saw him whack the table there.
And I'll tell you what, it's just as well that it's touching ball, because it would have been difficult to play a safety from there. He's nominated the black. Very lucky to have that as a touching ball.
Didn't see that coming.
Nope. Just, I think he just decelerated with a cue when he tried to, well, he's tried to stun it around the back of the black.
Crowd are a bit shocked. The lead 29. A reprieve by the looks of things for Mark Joyce, who must have thought that Ding would do enough there to make it 2-1.
And the other thing as well, Phil, of course, with the red on the right-hand side, if he doesn't get this cue ball in the right spot, he could leave that on. Well, I think he'll just play into the red and hold the white to the cushion here.
Thank you.
Well, that will annoy him.
Junhui.
He was bang in.
Well, you saw from his reaction what he thought of it. He was disgusted with himself. A 30 break, but nowhere near decisive.
That's pretty good for Mark as well. Always have to make sure you get that cue ball close to the top cushion. A little tempter here for Ding to the left middle, but it's high risk. He's got a good lead in this one, looking to put a frame on the board. I'll be surprised if he takes this on. No, that's tough.
Especially given the match situation at the moment.
Well, I suppose he hasn't got a lot of options here, Phil. I mean, he can just run into the reds on the side cushion. It looks like he's taking it on. Can he avoid the pink? That's the thing.
Very difficult.
Yeah, and we often say if they do knock those in, then they deserve all they get. But it looks like he's got away with it, unless he's made that into a 3-ball plant.
Mark Joyce was just about to walk past the cue ball there, and then just did a double take when he saw the possibility of the plant, but I don't think it's on.
Joyce will have a go, but could have finished worse. This frame has just gone a little bit scrappy. Great pot. Well done. He's got the red near the brown as well. Furthest one away, which will go into the left corner. He's been a little bit unlucky to land on top of the red here. It's slightly hampered cueing for the black. Well, hang on. Ooh. Well, he's cued that well. He didn't deserve that, really. It's the red right of the brown, I think he'll be playing here. Imagine if that cue ball had gone in.
It certainly wouldn't have improved his mood. Crowd doing their best to lift Ding back to the sort of heights that we've seen him touch already this week.
Yeah, I think this is just a question of hanging on here to the mid-session interval, Phil, isn't it? If you can get out of this 2-2, he'd be delighted.
He's certainly firm favourite to make it 2-1. Red's not ideally positioned for Joyce, should he get in. This is the cannon.
Yeah, and he went wide with the cue ball there because he didn't tuck the black in the middle of the pocket. It was on the side of the pocket and gave himself a wider angle. I'm not sure if this red passes the yellow.
Presumably not, given the fact that he's delaying his shot. 45 in it then, 67 on.
Well, he could play the one on the back cushion and just try and stun him behind the green. Oh, I don't know. Will that go?
Mega tight.
Yep.
Probably not worth the risk. But he's right behind it.
Well, the way he's queuing, I think he's having a go. Well, there was enough room. That was a little bonus.
Well, he took quite a while to decide on the shot. But in it goes. That's all that matters from Ding's point of view.
.46 the lead. This brown to make it 50. Still needs another red in the colour. He's gone for the cannon. That's unlucky. He's working hard for these.
59 left now. One more red and Joyce could only tie with blacks with the remaining 3. He's gone for it.
Junhui.
Well played
21.
with degree of safety in mind, so probably worth a go. It was very, very difficult.
Yeah, Mark will play these two reds here. He can play these full ball, and he should push them both up to the other end of the table. In fact, I don't know whether you can play it in such a way and try and get behind the black. Yeah, like I say, Ding's just trying to hang on here at the minute. No, he's probably just going to leave the white there. He has tried to get him behind the black.
Mark Selby, meanwhile, has pulled the frame back against Andrew Higginson. Selby also lost the first 2 frames. He's made it 2-1. Stephen Maguire still 2-1 up on Daniel Wells. And a real stalemate in frame 3 between Stuart Bingham and Karen Wilson. Bingham building an early lead. But there hasn't been much action in the last 10 or 15 minutes in that 3rd frame. Bingham currently 36 in front. Still 83 on the table though.
Well, he's played hit the red a lot thicker than that. He thinks that might have moved a little bit as it went down. I can only assume that was an attempted pot there from Andrew. I mean Mark. I'm thinking of table 2. It's just a question of keeping control of the table here for Ding, and it should be 2-1. Well, I wonder if he'll play the double. If not, he'll put the white behind the black. Treble. Played with safety in mind. He's in a good position here. Ding. 50 points the lead, 59 on. Just look where they are.
Very lengthy third frame. Ding remains a strong favourite to take it, given the position of the reds. 50 in front, 59 on. He only needs one more red, and the best Joyce could do would be to tie. But it has been a struggle for the Chinese so far this afternoon. This, of course, the evening session in Beijing.
Well, it should be frame over if he's left this red to the middle, which I think he has. Mark was under pressure there. It was a good safety from Ding Junhui. He can get to this one, so it should be 2-1.
Betwixt and between there.
Yeah, he needs a colour, really, doesn't he?
This is frame ball.
Missed
He's
it.
missed it.
So Mark can still tie here.
Yeah, Ding looks a little out of sorts at the moment, a bit frustrated. One or two of the frames have been quite scrappy. Suffered that miscue in the opening frame. Perhaps his concentration isn't quite there at the moment.
Mark Selby was like about this, one of his earlier rounds, wasn't he? Then got it to 2-all at the interval, and then just went into a different gear in the afternoon, in the second part of the match.
Yes, Adam Stefanov was 2-0 up and well in front in the third, wasn't he? At that stage. Things were looking a bit iffy for Selby, but he turned it round pretty spectacularly thereafter. He's 2-1 down today, though, on table 2 against Andrew Higginson.
Well, chance to pot the red near the brown and get onto the black.
There you go. It's not been pretty, this frame. Mark Joyce has an awful lot to do, though. He's got to take blacks with the 3 remaining reds just to tie, remember.
1.
And that's not a bad nudge. Can't get anywhere near the reds, but just make sure the black.
And you'd have to say these scrappier sorts of frames, even though Joyce is second favourite to win it, are more to his liking than Ding's. He wants to be in amongst the reds, making the big breaks. Feeling the fluency that he's produced so far this week and for a lot of this season.
Mark Joyce, 8.
Well, that could and should be curtains. This red will surely set the seal on this third frame. Well, it's been a struggle for sure, but relief will be the emotion for Ding Junhui. He's fallen over the line in this frame, and he's now part of the match. 3-0, and he really would have been under the cosh, but 2-1. Right back in it.
Yep, we might see the best of him now.
5. 6. 12. 12 on the frame.
Not a particularly memorable frame in terms of its quality, but Ding Junhui won't mind about that now because he's won it and he's managed to halve the deficit. 2 frames to 1. Mark Joyce is leading. We have one more frame before the mid-session interval here in Beijing, and we'll bring that to you after the break. Start for the superstar, the home favourite.
Thank you, frame 4. Ding Junhui to break.
But the third frame, which lasted well over half an hour and was a very scrappy affair, went his way, so he's right in the match now against the man who ousted Ronnie O'Sullivan so impressively yesterday, Mark Joyce. making a 137 total clearance in his 5-4 victory over the Rocket. He was never behind. And he's beaten Judd Trump in the past as well at the UK Championship, so he is a dangerous player to be sure.
Quickly.
And he still has the chance of a 3-1 interval lead. This is the final frame, of course, before the 15-minute break. First to 5 to go through to the quarterfinals. And whoever does will play either Stuart Bingham or Kyron Wilson.
Okay, quickly, quickly.
Wilson 2-1 up on Bingham.
Sorry.
Bingham managing to take that rather lengthy third frame. And on table 2, Andrew Higginson 2-1 up on Mark Selby and 54 points in front in the fourth. So we'll keep an eye on that one.
Good pot there. He's hoping to be on the black, but he's on the pink. Now, can he take this frame as well and get into that mid-session interval at 2 apiece? He'll be delighted. He'll feel like he's won the session 3-1.
Seven. 8.
Well, what a story it would be for Steve Maguire if he were to pinch a spot in the Crucible draw. He's got to win this tournament,
13.
remember, to displace Ryan Day. Well, he's 3-1 up in the last 16 against Daniel Wells.
Yeah, Ding was just looking for a little cannon there, but he found the gap, but he's got this red to the corner.
Yeah, Verhaas just asking the spectators to stay still, not move when the player's down on the shot. That's a terrific pot from Ding to recover the situation.
Yeah, really is. Now, will he play the cannon again here? Just missed the red that's near the pink spot. Medium pace. Oh, well, he's clipped that red. No, well, it's not too bad, actually.
Looked as though it was going to go wrong, but he can cut this red in.
That's a lovely cannon as well. That was meant. You could see the way the reds were set that if he just caught the right on the side of the pack, he was bound to push this one over the corner. Just look at this. This is brilliant.
Well, this is where Ding comes into his own.
Well, it seems that it is just steadied the ship a little bit.
That third frame was very important, wasn't it? Because in the early stages, either player could have wrested control, and had it been Joyce, well, 3-0 would have been a big deficit to overcome. But 2-1, a very different complexion on things now, and Ding back in here with a chance to level at the interval, which would be a great result for him.
$32. $33. 40. $41. 47. 48.
Well, this is what the great players can do. Come through the bad patches in a match and then just suddenly find their form again.
Yes, it only takes a couple of good shots, doesn't it, for that imaginary switch to be flicked. We've seen Ronnie O'Sullivan do it on countless occasions in the past. And Ding has that calibre as well.
55.
Ding will start at the Crucible as the world number 4, regardless of what he does for the rest of this week. Even if he wins the tournament, he can't displace Stuart Bingham in third. But when you consider that this time last year he was outside the top 16, it shows how he's recovered his form. Going all the way to the World Championship final, of course, helped.
63.
He won his 3 qualifying rounds pretty comfortably, actually. And if it hadn't been for that sluggish start he made in the final, Mike, when he lost the first 6 frames to Selby, who knows? Because thereafter, it was a very close contest.
Yeah.
Perhaps felt a few early final nerves, which ultimately cost him, but this black is frame ball for 2-all, and this frame a very different beast to the one we saw just now.
Yeah, and this black is frame ball. It's going to be 2 apiece going into the interval.
Yes, the significance of that third frame won't be lost on Mark Joyce, who made the early running here. But now, honours even. And it's become
72.
a best of 5 frame encounter when we resume after the interval.
Yeah, 72 and a frame.
Surprise miss on the blue, but Mark Joyce elects not to play on for snookers. He needed several, with Ding 72 in front, with only 59 in front. So they're off for their 15-minute break, and Ding Junhui will enjoy his refreshments a lot more than he might have done, having won frames 3 and 4. It's 2-all at 2 frames apiece, having lost the first 2. He was struggling a bit at that stage, but a lovely break, a 70-plus contribution just before the interval. So honours even again. It's a race to 3 now. Best of 5. Whoever wins 5 frames goes through to the quarterfinals and a meeting with either Stuart Bingham or Kyron Wilson, and that also is at 2 frames all. They've just gone to their interval. Mark Selby has recovered from 2-0 down to level at 2-all with Andrew Higginson. And Stephen Maguire 3-1 up on Daniel Wells, who's 38-0 up in the 5th frame. Maguire, along with Mark Williams, who beat John Higgins earlier from 4-1 down, the only 2 players left in the tournament who could potentially deprive Ryan Day of a spot at the World Championship. Otherwise, it'll be Day, and both Williams and Maguire will have to qualify by coming through 3 rounds. They both have to win the tournament. That's the equation for them. Sounds simple. But you wouldn't put it past either of them to do so, Mike. They're good enough.
Absolutely. You know, they're 1 match away from the last 8, and then, you know, 2 more to go, isn't it? Well, 3 more to go, of course, semi and final. Once you get to the quarters, you'd think, oh, fancy the job now. All the sort of favourites in these 4 matches, and Have come back from 2-0 deficits actually today so far. Got to claw their way back into the matches. Now how will Mark Joyce respond here? Well, there's your answer. Well, you must have taken a lot out of the victory with Ronnie O'Sullivan, Phil. I mean, that's a massive confidence booster, isn't it?
Absolutely. After a pretty forgettable season, just one appearance in the last 32 of a ranking event for Mark Joyce before his victory over O'Sullivan, and he was never behind. Held his nerve in the decider. O'Sullivan didn't play poorly at all, by the way. He made 2 centuries, but Joyce deserved his win.
8.
He's a pretty unflappable character, Mark Joyce.
9.
Well, at the end of the day, it was the best of 9. Now it's the best of 5. That's the way you've got to look at it, isn't it? It's not a disaster.
Yes, I'm sure he'd have taken 2-all at the interval against Ding today at the outset.
16.
Tell you what, though, just going back, just wait for Mark to play this this red. What a superb maximum that was from
7.
Judd, Phil, wasn't it? That, what about that red into the right middle at pace? How on earth did the pocket hold on to that one?
Well, it was extraordinary, wasn't it? And the black to actually seal the 147 was very tricky. Thin cut into a blind pocket. Only just dropped off the far draw, but it dropped. That's all that matters. And £30,000, unless of course someone else makes one, in which case Trump would have to share that prize.
Yeah, get the extra 2 as well for the high break.
24.
That may have gone wrong.
I think it has. There's nothing there. I think it's going to have to be a safety.
Mark Joyce, 24.
A handy little early lead, but Joyce would have hoped for a lot more from that chance. And that's not the best safety again.
Well, I think that was an attempted pot and it was a mile away. Just look where the white's finished, and he's just got past the blue spot.
Way too thick. It wasn't a great safety from Joyce, but he might profit from it.
One. Eight. Nine. Fourteen. Fifteen. 22.
Just flew off that side cushion a little bit, but it's okay.
$30. $31.
Nice little cannon there. That should be end of frame.
36. $37.
Joyce sending a pretty firm message to Ding Junhui here that he's not going away. He's not been phased by Ding fighting back to level at 2-all. Perfect start after the interval.
Yep.
Ding missing his attempted long red by a
42.
long way. And this is the result. What a couple of scalps it would be to bag for Mark Joyce, Ronnie O'Sullivan, and then Ding Junhui
40.
after the season he's had. That would certainly give him a boost going into World Championship qualifying. Who knows how much further he might go were he to win today. Ding's legion of fans looking just a little concerned.
48.
Well, he could have done with another red here, actually. Ding only needs 2 snookers. There's 67 left on the table. And he didn't intend the cannon on the red there, the top cushion. There's there's a red on here to the middle, but it's tough. There's a couple of reds, but they're both tough. Could really do with another one. Can't blame him for playing that. Pushing the red to the cushion. He should have done enough, but...
Yes, 2 snookers required for Ding.
Well, this frame is over now, unless he's blocked the pocket. What about that one? He did block the pocket, but didn't make any difference. Great plan. Frame over now. It's going to be 3-2 to the Englishman. I said it was a question of how he was going to respond. He's responded well. I think it's when you know you're playing well, Phil, you just got to be patient and let it come back to you.
Thank you. 7.
He has made 3 ranking quarterfinals before, and he's given himself a very good chance to make it 4.
$14.
Yes, and also with a guarantee of £12,500. Then it really jumps up.
15. $22. Thank you. So, 23. $30.
Pretty solid frame here for Mark Joyce.
31. $36.
It's not going to trouble the scorers in this frame, Ding.
$38. Thank you. 41. $45. $50.
The confidence is growing.
$56.
Trick shot.
56.
A very nice break of 56 to round off a pretty emphatic frame for Mark Joyce. Junhui went for a long red, missed it by a long way, left Joyce in, and he has punished the Chinese to restore his advantage at 3-2. Behind, having not scored a point in frame 5.
Well, this could be a massive frame in the context of the match. Mark Joyce played a really confident frame there.
Just back underway on table 2 now. Andrew Higginson level at 2-all with Mark Selby, who was also 2-0 behind. Whoever wins that will play the winner of the Daniel Wells-Stephen Maguire match. Maguire 3-1 up at the interval. That remains the case, although Wells is in front in the 5th frame. And wins today in the opening session, if you weren't with us, for Judd Trump, the defending champion, who also made a quite brilliant 147, his 3rd in professional competition. Hossein Vafai, Sean Murphy and Mark Williams over John Higgins. Williams coming from 4-1 behind to keep alive his slim hopes of qualifying for Sheffield.
Yeah, he's played that really down, isn't he? About those guys, people asking him about that. Well, if you win here, Mark, you're in. You know, Chris Willis says, I'm not interested in that. I'm just here to win the tournament. If it happens, it happens. You can't blame him for playing it down.
Well, he's so laid back, isn't he?
Yep.
That nothing phases him. Win,
Nope.
lose or draw, he's pretty much the same kind of character.
Wouldn't know, would you?
He's certainly due a major title, Mark Williams. It's been several years now since he won the German Masters, which was his most recent success, his 18th ranking title. But to win it and to qualify as of right for Sheffield without having to go through the 3 rounds of qualifying would be quite an achievement.
Still think there's a case, though, Phil, that 17 seeds, 17 to 32 should only play in 1 round. It's only a personal feeling, but you know, this number 17. There's no difference between number 17 and 1 to 8, is there? 3 rounds. There should be, because you go through a whole season and finish up 17, would say 2,000 points less than number 16. It's a bit, you know.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you.
It's a bit harsh, isn't it?
That's the way it is.
Oh. Mark Joyce, 7.
And Mark Joyce immediately inviting Ding to play again. Couldn't
Well,
legislate for this, clearly.
No, not at all. It's played a good one, though. That was a good return there for Mark. Got Ding in a little bit of trouble here. There was a path back to the balk area, but he's got to avoid the reds on the right-hand side. Looks like you can just get through to this red. Yep, no problem. It's all about position on a colour. I'll tell you what, you know, he's left a 2-0 lead here, Phil, but the head hasn't gone down.
No, and what an opportunity from here to go 2 frames clear again and within 1 of victory. This is a really good chance to at least build a very big lead in this 6th frame.
Four. Five. Ten. Eleven.
Well, just look at these reds waiting to be potted. It's just a question of keeping good control of the cue ball. Try and get amongst the black spot at some stage. But this is very good here for Mark Joyce. I say he led 2-0, saw that lead slip, but he's come out, guns blazing.
17.
Yes, and what he has managed to do this week against O'Sullivan and again today is take the chances when he's been presented with them. He's scored well. He's not missed anything easy when he's been in, and that's what you've got to do against the very best in the game. Grab your opportunity with both hands, because if you don't, chances are you'll be punished. That sounded like a kick.
Yeah, it was. It stopped, but I think he's okay. I think he's got there. Let's go to the other camera angle. Yeah, it's not bad, but he wanted to be high on this red near the black. He's running into the black here. That's spoilt things a little bit, so he's got to rethink the plan.
He's well aware this is a gilt-edged chance for 4-2.
Well, it'll be difficult to stay on the black, so he might just screw back off the black for the pink into the right middle. That was a definite kick. Just stop the white. Pink's still available.
24.
Well, you have to say he's been a bit unlucky there with the kick, because it certainly scuppered what would otherwise have been routine position on the black.
Could have played that better, though. You know, it wasn't that difficult to come back off the black. I think he was trying to push the black into an open position, but it would have been guaranteed on the pink if he'd played it the way I suggested.
Well, just make a mental note of that, because it could be a turning point here. Joyce was looking good for 4-2 there before the kick. He may still take that 2-frame cushion again, but not so certain now. And again, perhaps wisely, not pushing the boat out, just
24.
keeping the pressure on Ding, protecting what he's got, which is a 31-point lead.
Well, it's amazing to go through that gap, but at least he's got good pace on the white. Makes all the difference. I mean, Mark might still take this on, but it's much tougher now.
Kyron Wilson has nosed in front of Stuart Bingham. 3-2 to Wilson now, former Shanghai Masters champion. Still 3-1 Stephen Maguire over Daniel Wells, the man who knocked out Marco Fu in qualifying for this event. Mark Selby is on a 50-plus break at the moment in frame 5 as he looks to win his 3rd frame on the bounce. In fact, he has, I can tell you, against Andrew Higginson. So from 2-0 down, the world number 1 is now 3-2 up.
Ding looking at the plant here to hold for the black.
Wow, this is risky.
Well, it's slightly what? Don't tell me he snookered himself.
It looks like it. Judging from his body language, it was a good pot.
He has, you know. That is unbelievable. Unbelievable.
You might be beginning to feel as though it's one of those days, Ding. Did well to get back to 2-all at the interval, but still has plenty to do to turn this into a victory.
Thank you. Green ball. Junhui 1.
Good pace again. We're just thinking that one mistake here from either player, it should be frame over. But which way will it go? Will it be 3-all or 4-2? Well, that's a great pot. And he's tucked under the cushion, but he's been unlucky with the positional side. But no points for getting the next shot. I mean, the thing is, he's taken that on because now he's got control of the table, and he's going to put Mark in some trouble here.
Junhui 1.
Big trouble. Well, unless he can get anywhere near the red left of the black, he might be playing this with a bit of pace.
No wonder Joyce shakes his head. This is the real pickle he finds himself in. Plenty of open reds, although he's 29 in front, that lead could soon evaporate. Could be a very worthwhile red that Ding just potted to left centre.
He's gone to try and drop on one, but I'll tell you what, this is not bad if he keeps going. Go on then.
Oh, and a miss.
Oh, he's missed it by a fraction.
Junhui 4.
I'll tell you what a great shot that would have been.
Yes, he wasn't leaving anything, was he? Had he been a little bit harder, so I guess the same again with just a fraction more pace.
Yeah, but can he find that same angle again? That's the thing. It was absolutely perfect. Be amazing if he does. The only problem is if he doesn't contact this red full ball, or he could turn it over. Well, it's not the same angle, but I'll tell you what, he might be hitting the one on the top cushion. It looks even better. Oh, well, okay, that will do.
Yeah, tremendous shot from Joyce. He was in a lot of trouble there, or at least appeared to be. He's out of it though, with no damage done. Applause, but can Joyce reach the red on the left side cushion? I think he can.
Well, he's left this red on. I wonder if Ding might be tempted with it. Just drop it in dead weight for the black. He might be leaving a red to the middle, but this it might be worth having a go at this.
Could be an all or nothing this for Ding.
Well, knowing Ding as we do, Phil, I think he'll be going for this. Well, he was always bound to leave one to the middle, but it's not too bad there where the cue ball is finished.
Frame 5 between Daniel Wells and Stephen Maguire has come down to pink and black, scores level. Big frame for Wells, clearly. Difference between 4-1 and 3-2 behind. That's what Joyce is looking at. Big frame this, isn't it? Difference between 4-2 and 3 apiece.
This looks a good angle as well. Yeah, he's got Ding snookered on all the reds. He's played one.
He's played a very shrewd match today, hasn't he, Joyce? He's played the percentages very well. He's scored well when he's had the chance more often than not, but he's also kept Ding under pressure with some decent safety.
Mature.
Yeah, I think his shot selection has been bang on today.
Yeah, and the absolutely, and the execution has been excellent as well. Here's another one. Two cushions, perhaps, looking for just clipping off a red. It's always the problem with these that if you just catch the intended red fullish, you're bound to leave everything on.
What a win it would be for him to follow up his superb victory over O'Sullivan with another one over Ding. But still a long way to go.
He's dropping on this red near the black spot, I think. Doesn't want to go around it. Well, I'll tell you what, I think he'll settle for that.
Yes, it could have been much worse, couldn't it? Not a bad result at all for Ding. I think he needs this frame, the home favourite. The way Joyce is playing, you'd back him to win from 4-2 up. I don't think he'll shy away from the winning post if he gets the chance to clinch victory. But 3-all, and then Ding reassumes favouritism. We've had a lot of one-sided matches so far in Beijing this week, but today it's a different story. All 4 of the remaining round of 16 encounters are pretty tight. Still duelling away on the final pink in The match on table 3 between Daniel Wells and Stephen Maguire. Maguire 3-1 up, but Wells could close to within a frame there. 3-2, Kyron Wilson over Stuart Bingham. 3-2,
Thank you.
Mark Selby over Andrew Higginson, who's well ahead in the 6th frame.
Well, that's not bad at all now. I just thought for a minute it might be finding the pocket, but there was a good chance there to get him behind the green or the brown.
Sorry.
Well, how close was that? Just got to make sure of this one. He could be clattering into the reds here. Chose not to play it. That's fair enough.
Ding's playing some decent safety of his own here as he looks to get back into the 6th frame.
This could be good. Ooh, nearly. A fraction away. Well, it's one of those again, and like the last frame, whoever gets in first here, it should be at the end of frame. Caught that well. Well, I thought long and hard and which way to play it, but he's played it very well. Just looking to get the cue ball near to that back cushion here. Only going to take one error, Phil. I think it'll be frame over.
Yes, a crucial safety duel, not only in the context of this frame, but the match as a whole. It's going to be a tall order for Ding if he loses this one.
It's good now. Now it's travelled. I don't think Mark can see the one on the left-hand side either. That's a terrific safety from Ding there.
Thank you.
Jan Verhaas just checking the precise position of the cue ball in case of a foul here and a replacement.
Well, Ding was in trouble, wasn't he, a few shots back when he had to escape from that snooker and managed to land on that red. It's Mark's turn now.
Meanwhile, Andrew Higginson is about to level with Mark Selby. In fact, he has 3 apiece, so that one just as tight. On table 2, Selby clearly the favourite at the outset, but having to work very hard. Was 2-0 down, led 3-2, now 3-all.
Doesn't want to go around this.
Oh, and a miss.
Well, he has done. The miss has been called, but there's no way Ding will take it, of course.
Yeah.
That was the last thing he wanted. He was in massive trouble there, Phil. I mean, the red in the middle as well was available.
It was a terrific safety from Ding, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Which has created this opportunity, and it's one he needs to take.
Yep. 3-all. He goes favourite.
There's some pressure on these, though. Twice a China Open champion, Ding Junhui.
8.
We've mentioned already, it was his first ever ranking title. Didn't win any prize money for it because he was a wild card, beating Stephen Hendry in the final
9.
way back in 2005. And what a career he's had. The only major title to have eluded him, of course, is the World Championship, and he came pretty close to putting that right last year.
No problem with the minefield, though, which is the qualifiers this year. Didn't do him any harm, though, did it?
No, he actually sailed through the qualifiers in the event, and it made him match sharp, didn't it, for when he got to Sheffield. And it was that one poor session right at the start of the World Final when he lost the first 6 frames against Selby and looked a little edgy that ultimately cost him, because the rest of the final was very close. So into the lead, a great chance for parity again.
23.
Incredibly, that duel on the pink I mentioned about 10 minutes ago is still going on between Daniel Wells and Stephen Maguire on table 3. Maguire 3-1 up.
30.
And Kyron Wilson 3-2 up on Stuart Bingham and at the table on a break in the 6th.
31.
All 4 quarterfinals tomorrow, of course. The 2 semis on Saturday and the final on Sunday over 2 sessions.
$38. 39.
Are you leaning towards anyone in particular, Mike, ahead of the World Championship this year?
I think Judd's got a great chance. His game is in good shape.
46.
Yes, I think you'd have to say he's the best player in the world right now on form. He's had a fantastic season.
47.
He's been incredibly consistent.
I think there's 4 or 5. There's 4 or 5 in there that could do it. You know, Robbo's opted out of this one. Neil Robertson is preparing for the Worlds. You know, Judd's in good form. One might come out of the pack. Who knows?
54.
I think it'll be a familiar face, though. Sean Murphy, do you want? this present time for the World Championship. I've got to go with Judd Trump.
Well, listen to the crowd. That was the key ball, and he cued it very nicely. Ding back in business again. It's been a real battle for him this afternoon.
62.
But he's never lost his rag. He's kept focused, and he won the safety duel. That was the
64.
Pivotal element of this frame. And it's going to be a best of 3 now for a place in the last 8.
54.
So, honours even once again in this compelling battle here in Beijing in the evening session, with Ding Junhui once again levelling up. Mark Joyce was 2-0 up, was 3-2 up, and now it's 3 each. Be tighter. Ding Junhui 3, Mark Joyce 3. Mark Joyce playing every bit as well as he did in knocking out Ronnie O'Sullivan yesterday, and he's backed up that performance again today. And over on table 2, it's just as tight. There you see Mark Selby with all the trouble he can handle from Andrew Higginson right now. Higginson won the 6th frame to level at 3-all. He too was 2-0 up. Selby then won 3 on the bounce. Now it's level over there. And I can tell you that Stephen Maguire has won frame 5, a marathon battle on the colours, on the black, over Daniel Wells. Maguire, along with Mark Williams, with a chance still of qualifying for the Crucible as of right. He leads 4-1. Mark Joyce then breaks off in frame number 7. Who is going to get to within 1 of victory? Joyce was never behind against O'Sullivan yesterday. He's not been behind today so far. But that's not a great break-off. Has he left this red?
Okay, thank you.
From square on, it doesn't look as though he has, but that angle can be deceiving. And if he hasn't, Ding is snookered, and there's the confirmation. If Ding does come through, he'll know he's been in a match, that's for sure, and that's not been the case in the previous 2 rounds, which he's sailed through without losing a frame. Paul Davison and Zhou Yulong. This has been a very different kettle of fish for Ding. Mark Joyce playing some really tremendous stuff this week after a difficult season. And once again, it just illustrates the strength and depth of the tour. We're looking at the world number 51, Mark Joyce, giving Ding all the trouble he can handle, and it's a similar story next door with Andrew Higginson ranked 53. A couple of frames away from ousting the world number 1 and world champion as Ding very nearly pots the red, but it stayed up somehow. Groans from the crowd, so an easy starter for Joyce. Can he get position?
One.
Yeah, it's never easy to judge those. The pot was unmissable, but judging the pace of the cue ball when the object ball is so close to the pocket isn't as easy. And it's not worked out too badly. He's on the green here.
Mark Joyce 1.
But he misses the green. How costly could that prove to be?
Okay.
It's not bad. He's landed on the red. Caught the pink beautifully. I would have expected them to split a little bit more than that, actually.
6. Seven. Ten. $11.
Stuart Bingham's in a spot of bother now against Kyron Wilson, who's 4-2 up. Winner of that to play the winner of this in the quarters.
Well, he tried to... sorry, he didn't try, he did. He meant to split a few
18.
more there. Took a slight risk, knowing that he could land on these reds. Only thing is, what's the angle like on this red? He might be pushing into the other one.
Very, very close to this black. This is going to take a bit of cueing from Ding.
Yeah, it's got to hit it clean. Could be a push shot. Jan Verhaas, our referee, will be right on top of this one.
This is horrible. Avoiding the push shot is tough enough. Potting it, even more so. Well played. That was an excellent shot from Ding Junhui, one of the best of the match.
26.
And you can bet your life that if he had pushed it, Jan Verhaas would have spotted it.
$27. $32. $33.
So has Ding Junhui weathered the storm here? 2-0 down, 3-2 down. But now level again and with a chance to move in front for the first time. Stephen Maguire's back in on a break of 48 in the frame he needs to book his place in the quarterfinals. Bears repeating that if Maguire wins the tournament, he would qualify for the World Championship as of right without having to go through the 3 rounds of qualifying. That's the carrot at the end of the week. Mark Williams in a similar boat.
Imagine if we had a Williams-Maguire final.
Wow.
that would put the edge on it a bit, wouldn't it?
Well, we could, because they're in opposite halves of the draw. A lot of snooker to be played before we can start to think about who might win this event.
39.
Ding going for a hat-trick of China Open titles, as is Judd Trump, who's already through, of course, the maximum man from earlier.
Yeah, that was brilliant. From a brilliant player. This guy's not too shabby either.
No, and is Ding saving his best till last here.
44.
There have been some difficult moments for him in this match, but he's never lost his composure. And he won the safety duel in the previous frame, which set up the chance to draw level when it might have been 4-2, which would have been a very difficult situation with Joyce playing as well as he has.
45.
Got a good angle to run into the three reds here near the pink, but I think the one near the pink goes to the left corner, but it's just the wrong angle on the blue. He could play the brown actually to get there. Just checking everything. Little gentle cannon off the blue into the three reds. Will be handy. Yeah, gone for the single red. Just gone a little bit too high there. He wanted
50.
to have the angle to stay on the pink. Not sure whether he's got that. Looks okay. I think he can run through. I think it was fairly straight actually. I think he can run through for the black. Well, it was perfect.
51.
Decent camera angles sometimes, Phil, can, you know, just disillusion you really.
Absolutely, square on.
Yeah.
Often balls look unpottable that actually have plenty of room.
So when we get down to the floor cameras, that's when we find out.
58.
Well, this is a good response, isn't it, to falling 3-2 adrift.
59.
58 the difference, 59 left. This is frame ball for 4-3.
Yep, won't miss this. Hole for the bread.
And the crowd getting excited again. They've been a little bit muted this afternoon because it's been Mark Joyce who's been largely dictating.
Well, finally, it seems the world number 4 has got his game together.
67.
Might be a century here. And they might not.
Well, the frame is one for sure.
73.
The century doesn't really matter. It's a good break of 73 from Ding. Surely a winning break in this 7th frame. Mark Joyce remains in his chair. So for the first time in this match, Ding Junhui has the lead. And even more importantly, he's only one frame away from a place in the quarterfinals of the China Open. He leads Mark Joyce 4-3. Frame 8 is just underway in our feature match here on table 1. The round of 16 will be completed at the end of this session. And Mark Joyce, for the first time this afternoon, is playing catch-up, trailing 4-3, but still very much in this match. He's played some excellent stuff. He's reproduced the form he showed yesterday in stunning Ronnie O'Sullivan. And Ding Junhui has had to work extremely hard to carve out this 4-3 advantage, but he knows that this is far from over. He needs 1, Joyce needs 2. And Stephen Maguire is through. He's beaten Daniel Wells 5-1. So not only Is Maguire still dreaming of the title, but also of an automatic spot at the Crucible? He, of course, will play the winner of the match taking place on table 2 at the moment between world number 1 and world champion Mark Selby and Andrew Higginson. That is as tight as they come as well. 3-all. Selby with a modest lead in the 7th frame. There's confirmation of Maguire's victory. The first player through in the evening session here in Beijing.
Well, he didn't need that cue ball to come off the cushion anymore, because he would have left a red on to the right corner there. As it is, it's not bad. Now, can he take us into a decider?
Kyron Wilson is also in a very strong position against Stuart Bingham. 4-2 up against the former world champion, 43-0 up in the frame he needs for victory. Winner of that, of course, plays the winner of this.
Good pace there from Ding, applying the pressure.
Yeah, his safety's been spot on in the last couple of frames, hasn't it?
Oh dear.
A double kiss, will it be fatal? He's cross. He's put so much into this match, but it might prove to be in vain. Never easy though, with all the long stuff on the rest and the cue.
Thank you.
That's a better shot than it looked. Sure you would agree with that, Mike, having been down there in the heat of battle?
Yeah. Yeah, when the pressure comes on, you know, it's all about trying to keep a cool head, isn't it? You've always got a plan in your mind. These boys think 3, 4, 5 shots ahead, but sometimes when you get in near the winning line, you don't want to get too far ahead of yourself. Yeah, it's not easy. Nice cannon there. But this guy's a pretty cool customer, isn't he?
These days especially. There was a time when Ding's temperament could let him down in the big matches.
No.
But he's matured, most definitely. Going to be 30 on Saturday. Still a spring chicken by today's standards. Could easily have another decade at the top of the game.
Well, Judd will definitely have that.
Yes, Trump is 27.
He can go into the bunch here, open up 1 or 2 and leave himself on the right in red. There's plenty of backspin on the cue ball here. Oh, brilliant. Couldn't have hit that better.
Well, he is so good when he's in this sort of situation,
24.
Ding, in and around the reds. Manoeuvres the cue ball so well. And you'd be surprised, frankly, even though he's only 24 in front at the moment, if he didn't go on to clinch the match here.
$25.
And actually, I think Ding will be grateful for the fact that he's had a really tough battle, assuming he does come through, because the previous 2 rounds were really a non-event. in terms of the competitive nature of proceedings. 5-0 over
32.
Paul Davison, 5-0 over Zhou Yulong. And perhaps this is just the tough battle he required to really sharpen his game for the business end of this event.
Yep, I wouldn't disagree with that.
But he's not over the line yet. Still plenty to do.
33.
Could just play a little cannon into the right and red here.
I can tell you that Kyron Wilson is about to wrap up a fine win over Stuart Bingham as Ding Junhui loses position.
40.
Well, anything but that. I mean, I thought he might just go into the right hand red and stay on the other one. I can only assume he's gone up for the red that's left of the cue ball. He's out of position. That's an awful shot, really, considering he had the match in his hands.
Just goes to show, you never know. There's always a few twists and turns, isn't there?
He might still go for this, you know, go back down for the blue. Oh, well, we take it all back.
Terrific pot.
41.
A great way to recover the situation, and the right side of the blue as well. That was impressive from Ding, because he would have been cross with himself at losing position in the way he did.
Yeah, he wants to win it here at this visit.
Kyron Wilson is through. He has beaten Stuart Bingham by 5 frames to 2. He's just wrapping up proceedings in that 7th frame. So it's Wilson to play the winner of this match. It's beginning to look like Kyron Wilson against Ding Junhui.
47, yeah.
Got a kick there. Didn't really matter.
He's played some tremendous stuff this week, Mark Joyce, and it's good to see him back playing as he can after a difficult season. A tremendous win over Ronnie O'Sullivan, and he's given Ding a real battle today. But it looks as though it might be in vain.
£54.
Even so, £8,000 will go down very well for Mark Joyce, who's picked up only modest earnings this season.
55.
But again, not ideal from a positional point of view, although he should be okay. There we see confirmation of Kyron Wilson's excellent win over Stuart Bingham.
Well, he can drop this in. Well, I think he's stunning around the back of this red on the left-hand side. Yeah, well done.
Edging ever closer now.
Yeah, and he's not ideally on this red to the middle. He's got the wrong angle. He's sort of going into the black a little bit.
Still 83 there, so a little bit more to do.
Yeah, well, if you can drop this in dead weight and stay on the black, possibly. He's gone off 2 cushions, I think. Oh, he's got it off.
Oh, would you believe it?
Well, I think he's clipped the black on the way
George
through,
Ford.
Phil. We didn't see it on that camera shot, but look, the black's off its spot, so he must have caught the black on the way through. Oh, we can get a replay. Here we go.
Very, very unlucky. And it was the kiss on the black
Widely,
that
please.
diverted the cue
Thank you.
ball into the pocket. Well, it's a commanding lead for sure. Not quite a winning one, though. 58 the difference, 75 there.
Yeah, it's a bit of insurance over the red near the side cushion. Now, at this opportunity, Mark should take that red off the cushion. White up and down for safety.
Just 2 spots to fill in the quarter-final draw. Mark Selby and Andrew Higginson still locked at 3-all.
Good safety there. Had to take that red off the cushion. Possible shot to nothing on here, though, to the left corner. If he gets this, he could put Mark behind a bulk colour. He'll be looking to knock this in. Too thin. It's not too bad. Well, Mark obviously has everything to do here. The pressure is on him, but there's still plenty there.
Yeah, Ding still needs a couple of reds to make this frame and match safe. at the end of this match, we will be switching over to table 2 for the conclusion of the Mark Selby-Andrew Higginson match, which looks as though it might still have quite some way to travel. 3-all as things stand, and quite a bit to go in frame 7 as well, with 3 reds left, all awkwardly placed, and just 4 points between them in Selby's favour. So more on that in due course. Didn't want the kiss on the pink, and this frame isn't over yet. Now, can Mark Joyce mount a fight back? Last chance saloon for the man from Walsall.
Yeah, he hasn't got the ideal angle here, but I think he's got enough of an angle to stun into the red left of the black. I think the black does go to this right corner. Full ball on the red would be perfect. Or is it a deep screw then? Back for the blue or the pink, I think. Well, I suppose that was the percentage shot, but it's not ideal. It's going to be a little bit of a stretch on the blue here, and well, of course, if he takes it on, it's got to go in. Otherwise, it's match over.
Well, he's certainly got to take it on. Has to grab the ball by the horns now.
There's pressure on this one. He's missed it. That was pure pressure. Sorry, Phil.
Yeah, no, it's just the situation there that caused Joyce to miss that by quite a margin. It should be curtains. Wow. Well, that's what pressure can do. I think at any other stage of the match, Ding would have potted that red.
Quietly,
virtually
please.
Match ball.
Well, that will annoy him. That really will annoy him. Imagine if we go into a decider.
You would only have needed a colour of any sort, really, to clinch the match off that red. An unexpected reprieve for Mark Joyce. For our viewers on Quest watching snooker with us this afternoon, we will actually be leaving you at the end of this match. Of course, we'll be back tomorrow morning for the first couple of quarter-finals. But if you're watching on Eurosport, we will be switching tables to bring you the conclusion of Mark Selby-Andrew Higginson. But who knows, this one might still have some way to go. Ding with a golden opportunity to close it out just now. He's still the firm favourite to do so, but you never know in this game.
Well, should have been all over really, missing that red and be doing the interviews and stuff for the press, but still got to win it.
Kyron Wilson plays the winner after his 5-2 win over Stuart Bingham. Stephen Maguire awaiting the winner of the Selby-Higginson match after beating Daniel Wells 5-1.
What has he done here? I think he's left his red. It's a strange shot. Well, the only thing I can suggest is that red won't go. Otherwise, you would be taking it. No, let's have a look. It might do. Well, it did. And let's look where he's finished on the black as well.
One.
A chance of a counter-attack then for Mark Joyce. He's got plenty to do, but it's an opportunity that he didn't expect to have.
He's going to have to try and drop him behind this red near the left-hand middle. Just creep past the pink. Even if he doesn't win the frame at this visit, it's a chance to claw his way back, but he hasn't played a good one. That's not clever.
Another extension.
Just depends whether he fancies this red down the left cushion.
Eight.
Well, it's a big red to take on down the cushion, that is for sure. He's playing the safety.
Mark Joyce. 8.
49 the difference then. 59 still on the table.
I tell you what, Phil, he's played one there. That's an excellent safety. I think he's covered the one near the pocket as well.
It is, but with the position of the Reds, it's going to take an awful lot for Joyce to turn this frame around and stay alive in the match. Frame 7 still going, by the way, next door. It's a marathon one. The ball's ending up in awkward positions. Andrew Higginson 9 in front, but on the colours with the chance to take it for a 4-3 lead over Mark Selby. And red hot favourite, I can tell you now, to do just that. So possibility of an upset still remains on table 2. We will be joining that, remember, assuming this one finishes in the near future.
No, that needs to slow down. That needs to slow down. Oh, well, he's given Mark the chance to get back into this frame then. Possibly put us into a decider.
It's going to be bits and pieces, you feel, for Joyce if he is to get right back into this frame. But he'll just be delighted to still be out there.
1. Seven.
Confirmation that Andrew Higginson has edged in front of Mark Selby. What a match that's proved to be. Higginson 2-0 up, Selby 3-2 up, and now Higginson 4-3 up.
8.
Wouldn't be surprising if it goes into a decider. Can that happen here on table 1?
Well, if it does, Mark Joyce, I think, would feel much the happier, because Ding had an absolutely gilt-edged chance to close it out. And it would hurt Ding for sure if he were to lose this frame. He'd have to regroup pretty quickly for the decider.
35 behind, and a nice cannon there. A little bit unlucky to see the white finish near the side cushion. This is, with the pressure on, this is now gimme to the middle. Well played. Looks good.
15.
Just off straight would be perfect. You can get him behind this final red.
Move away, please.
Right back in the frame for sure.
Yeah, the pressure's still on though. Well, he's got some angle. Well, he had enough to nudge it.
Now, what does he do with this one?
Well, I think he's got to tap this on down into the yellow pocket, Phil, and just hold for the pink.
Sounds easy.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's easier to take it to the yellow pocket rather than the green.
Well, this is a huge pot coming up.
It is, but you get to this point, you've got to have a go at it, haven't you? You've just got to have a go, really. As long as it doesn't get too close and it rattles and stays there. It's ideal to hold for the pink. He's playing the safety. Now, this really surprises me.
Mark Joyce. 22.
Oh, well.
Time will tell as to whether that was the correct decision. So this frame back in the balance, Ding Junhui will be wondering how, frankly, because he seemed to have it in the palm of his hand and with it the match. But right now, it's a 50-50 frame again. Nothing safe apart from this red. No, surely not. Surely not. Oh, my goodness me. That is unbelievable. And what a hammer blow for Mark Joyce. Well, you have to say that is an outrageous fluke, and what a time to get it, Mike.
It is, but he didn't take the red onto the corner, which I suggested, and it's come back to haunt him. He had the chance to win the frame, put us into a decider, but Mark chose not to take on the final red.
7.
Even so, you have to say, well, he's been very unlucky to lose the match like that.
Absolutely.
And Ding
9.
will be very relieved, because this frame was in some danger of slipping through his fingers, and that would have been a self-inflicted wound, but that outrageous fluke has won him the match and has put him through to the quarterfinals. What a finale. Mark Joyce
16.
will be aching. He's given so much to this match. He knocked out Ronnie O'Sullivan yesterday. He's played very well again today.
21.
But ultimately he's come up just a little short, albeit that Ding had a huge slice of luck at the end.
27.
But it's going to be Ding Junhui against Kyron Wilson tomorrow for a place in the semi-finals of the China Open. And a terrific match. The crowd go nuts. Ding Junhui, their superstar, their hero, has won. But what a way to win. A quite outrageous fluke.